Hey guys, and welcome to my very first tutorial. So this is going to be an instructional tutorial on how to use the FleX rig, which is my very first character rig that I've made inside of Maya, and it's pretty awesome. But I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I know you guys want to go outside and enjoy the awesome summer weather rather than sitting inside on your butts and making rigs all day. Not like I do that, because I've got a life, right? Anyway, this is version 1.0. So if you haven't already, open up Maya 2014 or 15 if you haven't. And the first thing we'll want to do is to set the project. There it is, FleX Rig 1.0. And feel free to reference this guy too into your file or into your scene. There shouldn't be a problem with the referencing. So this is the FleX rig. So yeah, right now it's in viewport 2.0, and the geometry has been smoothed. No, it's not. So yeah, by default it's all in 1. So this is the kind of setup that I prefer, because if you press 3, I mean the rig still works, but it starts lagging a little bit on my system. If you have a better system, and I said go for it. Right now I'm running this on a 15-inch MacBook Pro from 2011, and it has 8 GB of RAM, 320 GB of storage space, 1.5 gigahertz, and NVIDIA graphics card. I forgot the model though. So the biggest part about FleX Rig is his is what I like to call the FlexPression editor, and that can be found here in Panels, Perspective, and Cam_FlexPression editor. So it's a separate camera. When you click on it, here it is. If you ever want to hide the controls, there are these 2 layers here. So just click that to hide the controls. And his hair is attached to the controls, so just be mindful of that. And of course, this is the geometry. So if you want to reference it, I think that's a little better to put this in reference mode, so that you won't interfere with any of the geometry. So let's get started. I'm just going to run over this really quick from top to bottom. So first of all, this is the hair shaper. Up and down it would be stretch and squash, and left and right is the bend control. And if you want it to bend sideways, then you can just change this bend direction. The hair can be offset as well, up and down. And he has eyelashes, but if you want them off, just you can turn them off from here. And okay, so I'm just going to go over the left side of the face, because it's all the same on the right side, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. You can see all the names clearly over here. So this will move the left side of his eyebrows. This moves his nose, his cheeks, and his lips. So these will cut. You have a little more control over here with these controls. His eyebrows, and there's a small curve over here on the outline of his eyebrow, and that can be moved too. And it has a bulge attribute to make his eyebrows bulge in and out. There's another curve over here. If you click on the edge of his eye, and that can be used to animate a blink with the individual lid controls for the upper and lower lids. So you select both of these holding shift. Put a nice blink going on there. Select the nose. You've got all the nose attributes, so we can flare, pinch, scrunch, twist. You can make the tip go up and down, or the entire nose up and down. Over here are his ear controls. So if you want to animate someone pulling his ear, or if he's pulling his ear, whatever he's doing, you can do that. You can also stretch up and down, or in and out. this is jaw control. So it's a double jointed rig. So he has one upper jawbone and one lower jawbone, which is really nice. So it's really easy to animate a yawn going on over here. And you can twist the jaw as well. Really cool. And here there's his lip shaper controls. So they only move up, actually, it can't move down. And you've got to be a little careful with these. In the sense you shouldn't move them around too much. Like it's more of a subtle kind of thing over here, and these can move down. And again, if you look closely, there's an outline on his lips, so there's another curve there. And if you're having trouble viewing this, just press 4, and you can see all the curves. So this can be moved, translated. That's his mouth control. And you've got a whole bunch of attributes again on the right in the channel box. So his cheeks can move in and out. Puff it. His lips, if you want him to smile. It's a really bad smile, so let's say maybe make this 6.6 and stretch it a little bit. And you can still adjust it over here. Yeah, I'm not gonna stress about this too much. But yeah, you can tweak that. You can twist his mouth, which is pretty cool. Now these are the lip controls. So his bottom lip can curl in and out. Same with his top curl. Sorry, his top lip. So if you animate both of these, it's like a M, and it's like a lip pucker, or like a, I don't know, like a, an O shape, I guess. And this over here is seal. As you can see, there's a little gap in his lips here, so I just added a small attribute over here to close that gap. So that's what seal does. And open is, yeah, this is blend shape driven, so it's not the best. But yeah. Again, you could always open his mouth via these jaw controls. So yeah, his lower jaw control is down here. If his tongue goes all, you know, Tourette's syndrome on you, click on his tongue over here, and you can move it up. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but just undo that. So yeah, let's open his mouth, and over here you've got his teeth control, which can be moved, and they can be scaled as well. Size, in and out. Same with the bottom teeth. You want them to be up a little bit. And his tongue, there's a whole bunch of attributes here. So each of these little controls can be rotated. It's pretty flexible actually. And each one has its own stretch value, which is pretty cool. So if you click back on the tongue control, you have this offset, it can translate the whole thing. Curl, sway, twist, scoop, stretch, like a frog. And you can scale his tongue too, you know, bigger, smaller, and offset the tongue in and out of his mouth. So if the tongue ever gets, you know, if it ever pops out of his skin, or if you see it penetrating through the geometry anywhere, just try to, you know, adjust it over here. That's like the only workaround for that. And if you want to turn those controls off inside his mouth, just switch over here to turn that off. So yeah, that's the FleXpression editor. So all of his expressions are tied over here. This really nice, awesome little setup. So yeah, go wild. There's you can do a lot with this stuff. Oh yeah, so coming back to this last switch, custom geo. If you move it up, you make his nose a little smaller. If you move it down, his chin gets a little smaller. And if you move it right, his Adam's apple disappears, and his ears get a little smaller. If you move it left, yeah. But that's, I mean, that's, it's not that great. But I'll show you what is great. If you look over here on in the channel box, there's a gender control. And since his head is separate from the body, yeah, it's not attached, so that's why there's two of these attributes. So 0 would be the male, and if you press 1, watch what happens. Something awesome. Voila. That's beautiful. And this is, again, it's another blend shape actually. And she can do everything just as the male guy can. So all of these still work with the female character, which is awesome. And she has longer eyelashes, and if you notice, the textures change completely. The hairstyle has changed. Even, you know, the clothing has changed. And it's all automated, which is awesome. With just the click of a button. Sorry, it's not really a button, but you know what I mean. So yeah, if you want to use the girl character, change both these to 1. I'm not sure why you would want the girl's head but the man's body, or vice versa. 0, 1. But hey, it's there, right? It's kind of weird, but yeah. And keep all this stuff PG-13, by the way. I don't want to see any you know what I mean. Oh yeah, if you notice also, so yeah, that's the FleXpression editor. So let's move to the rest of the rig. And I'm just going to go over the hidden controls actually, and a few of the limitations. So bear with me, we're almost done here. So if you noticed, if I change this to the male, he doesn't have any breast controls. But once a female comes up, then yeah, these breast controls appear, and you can control her breast individually to add some nice follow through when she's doing a walk or whatever. Go nuts. But like I said, don't keep this kid friendly. Sorry. So yeah, since the face is in such a different shape from the male, there are a few limitations with the female part of this rig. So, you might run into a few strange deformations, like if you look closely near her nose. So you just gotta be careful when you're animating using the female. Yeah, a few of these controls are a little, yeah, as you can see, the scrunch one really messes up her nose. So just be careful when you're animating with the female. Everything else seems to be working fine. You just have to, yeah, you just have to be a little careful with the female part. So yeah, the rig was designed as like for the male character, and then the female was kind of like that concept came later. So the main character is the male guy, the male rig, Flex. I call him Flex, and the girl is Flexa. So this is Flexa, and the other one's Flex.